going on, guys? So let's get straight into it. What we want to do is we want to come to it's hard, you can't see my toes, but it's not the end of the world. Just want to come to maybe a shoulder width stand or wherever, really, it doesn't really matter. But what you want to do is you want to kind of like down in this area, your groin area, what you want to try and focus on is like, imagine you are a ball of energy per se. You know, realistically, your frequency is vibrating. It's a continuous ball of vibration everywhere. And what you want to do is start to become aware that this vibration of yours is conscious and it has the ability to raise its consciousness and work together if you let it. So what we want to start to understand is maybe I should get some shorts on because it'll probably help. But what we want to start to understand is the energetical pathways in the body. So you have the feet, which are very, very special. The feet we can use to ground. We can ground ourselves with our feet. It's a gift. And we bring, I want to focus on today though, in particular, is this groin and bottom area. If you can imagine that you're trying to lift up, imagine someone grabbing you and lifting you up, lifting you up, and you can't see my toes right now, but I'm lifting onto my toes and I'm lifting my heels off the ground and I'm lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Imagine that, but without literally doing that. Put your arms by your side and lift up even with your feet flat on the ground. Lift up, and keep your shoulders down as well and try. Lift up, squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up. And what you're doing now is you're actually squeezing in whatever you're squeezing in. I don't need to tell you, but you're squeezing in and you're actually circulating frequency up. And it's extremely powerful, and you'll find in lots of it's just super powerful. I don't need to go on to why. So just squeeze, lift up, and that's basically it's circulating and circulating energy up, which then you can work on this area, your power, infinite area. So if you've got a blockage down here, then for one, if it's blocked down here, it's going to be quite difficult. So being conscious of this area first. So we're trying to imagine we've got a blockage down here. For the moment, it's not necessarily a blockage, but what it is it's a point of attention that you're trying to bring this energy up. And now we're going to focus on the core, the diaphragm. So we've got that point of attention. We're not letting any energy down now, although we do have the strong grounding in our legs. We have a strong grounding in our legs. Don't get me wrong, try and evenly, sometimes our hips are super tight and we've got pulling and stuff like that. So we are trying to be conscious of both of our feet flat on the ground. But generally speaking, what we want is kind of a balance between the center line of the body, half. But let's just stay optimistic and positive at the moment to continue on. We're bringing the attention down into the groin area. We're pulling energy upwards from the pubic area, because essentially this is the lower sacral chakra of the considered the lower chakra if you want to go deeper into that, but let's not at the moment. Let's just stay simple and stay. We're bringing the energy up. Breathe in, suck up, and now we're working in this area here. So what we want to do is just become aware that we have the ability to suck in. Try that. It's quite difficult, to be fair, but just try and suck in this lower tummy area a little bit. Go. Just start playing around with that, though. It's quite difficult, to be fair, but you can do it. Just have a little practice, because you'll find that all of it kind of moves, but just try and suck that in a little bit. Go. Just one breath at a time. So at the same time, squeeze this pubic area in, squeeze up and suck up in. And now all of a sudden you've got this ball of energy right here, because you've just created a block down the bottom. So there's no energy going down there. Obviously there is your body down there and it's protected. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to become aware of this energy that you can circulate and hold in your body. So of course there's energy down there. You know, your body is energy, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to basically block the river. So of course there's going to be still energy in the river, but what you want to do is you want to try and create a block, so then you can have this abundance of energy to put it in places that might need extra attention or work. So we're squeezing in, up, holding, and then we're trying to keep us back kind of straight as well. You know, we don't want to, we can often, you know, I do have quite big shorts on, so it's not playing justice, but we kind of want to squeeze we don't want to be arching our back too much like that as well. And see how there's quite a curve there? What we want to try and do is we want to try and bring our hips forward and suck our stomach in and push our hips forward and stand up straight and squeeze those quads and suck in and stand up. Suck in the stomach. Doing good, hang in there. Stuck in the stomach. Push the hips forward. Suck in the stomach. And that's kind of what you want. And now what you want is to squeeze up. Be lifted up. Hips are still forward. Lifting up. Squeeze up. The energy hold and suck in the stomach. And feel that. Feel that right now. Your energy is sucked up and your point of attention is right here. Manifest that unlimited abundance of energy here. Now what I want you to do is just have a few breaths there and play with that energy. Don't worry, everyone's at different levels. Some of us won't even notice there's energy there, but just try and understand that there is energy to be manifested if you believe it, because we're blocking the energy pathway going down to the legs. So when we block that, we can start to become aware of energy that maybe we are retaining. So we want to remember, pretend that we're being lifted up, suck in, squeeze in, push the hips forward, suck the stomach in, and feel that just there, feel that. And without doing anything, just practice that on your own. Even if you want to mute the video, pause the video. Maybe practice this for the first week, month, whatever. doesn't matter, because you are infinite, you know. Fucking, excuse my language, take as long as you want. But that's incredibly powerful to do. Pushing the hips forward, getting the body in a straight line and sucking up and breathing into this lower area. This is such a weak area for a lot of people. This area right here is the result of a lot of back pain, because people are always weak in their core, but bang, you know, hard, strong, suck in, at the same time. Lower back is strong. You know, this is the basis of being able to channel energy. It's the basis, because you're channeling energy from this mid area. You know, you're channeling energy. Now you can watch that and get an idea of what I talked about in that first 11 minutes. Just to basically understanding how to circulate 11:11, just to circulate that that lower. Now what we want to do is we kind of just want to be able to focus on the breath now. If you need more assistance in order to learn how to channel that energy upwards, well then go back to the start and just practice again. I think it's just you'll be fine. But now what we want to do is we want to work on to the next stage. The breath. Because once you can learn to circulate energy, you can start to learn to move the energy. You can't move energy if you can't move energy. Now, what we want to do now is we've learned how to just circulate or blocks of energy now that we can play with. When I mean block energy, when you block energy, it doesn't necessarily need to stay blocked for a while. You put a massive log in a lake, massive, and maybe you block the lake, but as soon as consciously you take the log out, the energy will start to flow. So what the idea is to find that energy and move it places. It needs to be moved and use it at its advantage, because it's a lot of frequency. Sometimes it can be used to heal, and sometimes it can be used to detoxify yourself, to bring attention to the places, to find that energy, lift it up and push it out. Because if you can become aware that you can manifest energy or create an abundance of it by locking these energy chakras in the body, then you can become aware that you can actually take them out as well through breath and through mind. So we got to the first part, and now this is the second part, the breath. Remember, squeezing pelvic up, attention to the core, and the breath comes easy. Start 5-second inhales, 5-second exhales, lifting from the pubic muscle up, tension into the lower stomach, and holding that energy. Here we go. 5-second inhale, go on. And out. Start to play now with your hands. We're going to raise when we breathe in. 5 seconds. We want to pretend that we're raising the frequency up. Squeezing up. Tummy in. squeezing the energy down. Quite logically think we're bringing the attention, the energy, squeezing in your own time, just take it easy, flow with the energy. You know, just understand that or come to the attention that this is really what is going to help you, even if you meditate on this for quite a while, that it's the ability to kind of control the energy in this area. Because if you can really focus on squeezing your bum in, sucking your pubic muscle or your pelvis muscle, like this is pushing forward, that's pushing back, and you're sucking up, you're creating or unblocking and suck in strong in the lower stomach. This is your powerhouse area. Suck in, pull in, squeeze, and then focus on bringing the energy up with 5-second inhale. Squeeze and feel that energy fire and push out. If you can't feel it, it's because you're not squeezing and energizing and bringing your core alive. If you can't feel the energy, it's because you're not squeezing hard, pushing forward. I tell you, if you squeeze enough, you'll feel something, trust me. You know, pushing your bum forward, sucking your pubic muscle in, straighten the back, fire in the core, squeeze everything. Don't worry about being able to feel the energy and list la la la. If you can't squeeze in hard, suck in strong and squeeze the core and try and slam that log in the river, then you're just going to be a constant energy just spewing out on the ground, because you're not in control of your energy. You're not in alignment. You're just a big mess, essentially. So this isn't just learning, you know, to move with the breath and control energy. This is learning to control your energy in general, to not be just leaving it places because your river is just flowing everywhere. You want to be able to sometimes bring yourself back together in a beautiful space. So that's really what's going to help you slam that log in the river, is bringing everything together and lifting up strong and standing up strong and releasing the shoulders, not being too tight in the shoulders, and standing up strong and squeezing up, lifting up and being gentle. Then we can start to identify the breath. With the breath, you kind of want to make a long, kind of like your tongue is on the back of your throat, and it sounds kind of like your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, and you want to have like an exhale. It's how to make that sound. You don't need to make the sound, just hang in there for the moment. We can do that in another video. But so you've got the main idea, and that's kind of going to help you in so many places of your life if you can understand that maybe your energy is literally just leaking out in places. Like if you can just come back to yourself and understand that you are a frequency, and that if you don't have your frequency sealed, then you can't technically grow properly, because you're just constantly being like drained, essentially. So if you can seal your energy, you can learn to be able to channel that energy and to be able to move that energy. So that's really the greatest tip that I can teach you right now, is in that that lower, area. If you can just, even if you're at work and you're going to get a coffee or a tea or something cool like that, just bring your attention to your pelvic muscle, sealing that lower energetical space, and like lifting up out of your because you can go into research the chakras, and the pelvic area is the lowest chakra, per se, and that's really the grounding energetical chakra. So if we're lifting up through that, we're kind of sealing that abundance of energy in for when we want to work on that energy, and to be able to move that energy, because realistically we're lifting every time we're moving into movements. We're working with that. We're bringing attention into this area. We're pulling up, and we're working with it. So like that's the key, like to have that awareness of that energy, because if you're trying to work with energy and you can't learn to seal the river, well then, that's not the end of the world. Everyone's different, but for me, I like to definitely put a log in the river to be able to create an abundance, the extra energy flow that I can then use that, because it's ready. It wants to explode over the riverbanks. So I can, instead of letting it explode over the riverbanks, I can capture it and I can move it, whether that's capturing potentially